And welcome everyone to another ability draft analysis with me, KarmaKnight, and my friend Stargate, who is on screen for the first time ever. We have a pretty killer game for you today. This is us playing as a 5-stack. I am this Oracle right up here. Stargate is this Pugna down yonder. And we were pretty concerned about this game. They had a lot of push stuff, and we had a very squishy body lineup. And we did not have the confidence that this was going to go well. It ended up being okay.
Notice their silencer just coming out of base right now.
Yep, silencer was sleeping on the runes, although he still got 30 seconds. Was this the game where runes just went hilariously badly? No,
I don't think
it was
this
okay.
one.
Oh, I remember what happened here.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Let's keep an eye on top, because something silly happens here. 7 seconds to go. I run into 2 heroes guarding this bounty rune. And what do I need my life for? Grab the bounty rune and check this out. The world's sickest bloodlust. So I can run away a little bit faster. I dare say it helped to get me out of range. I get into the trees and TP out.
Extra boost.
And how did we do? We got all 4 bounty runes. No, we didn't get out far. Lone Druid picked up one of them. First Blood is on our side. Looks like they picked up Huskar. That must have happened bottom. But yeah, so far so good. 3 bounty runes and a kill. Alright, let's talk about the lane breakdowns. So, mid, we have Gendai on OD with quite a support build. I don't generally think I would want to see this mid, but it worked out okay. He ganked a lot, so he's got Arcane Curse, Astral Imprisonment, and Hex, and then Global Silence. Like, this seems so much more like a P4 or a P5 to me.
Agreed.
But that's okay. On the other side of the river, we have Clinks with 2 on-hit damage effects in Impetus and Searing Arrows. He's got Last Word and he's got Hand of God. I feel like Last Word and Hand of God are kind of afterthoughts on this build, and he's just trying to rock the Impetus Searing Arrows combo. Clinks has pretty great range at 600, which makes Impetus very scary on him. Naturally, that's going to be a Tornado Stick. I didn't pay attention to what Gendai built. What would you build on this OD? All these casty support items.
You build more Disable.
Yeah, just pick up the sheep stick and the rod of potatoes.
And also, most likely, I'd go for Octarine Core, just for that extra spell range, as well as that cooldown reduction.
Yep, I like that plan.
Because I want to hex as much as possible, too.
Again, not items I want to see my carry going for, but fine, whatever. Let's take a look at bottom, where there has been another unfortunate death, also on the Huskar. I think this is the classic overestimating how strong Berserker's blood is early. He's only got 1 bracer right now. And while I haven't been watching these trades, I'm sure he just stood in more damage than he should have. Trusting the Berserker's blood would keep him up. And I feel like about level 3 and at like 2 or 3 bracers, Huskar gets real scary. But there's definitely a minute early game where he's just not that strong. Speaking of which, we have Huskar playing Huskar with Berserker's Blood and Burning Arrows. And what do these other abilities say? Who cares? He's playing Huskar. We have a Lone Druid.
Pretty much it.
I really like Lone Druid's build. He's got Death Pact and Bear. That's actually a completely game-crushing combo. But I don't think he knew what he had, and he didn't utilize it, because his Bear was solo pushing all game.
I don't think he used it. Yeah, that's what I saw.
Yeah, you can
I mean,
you can stack vitality
I ate
boosters on your
bears a
bear
lot.
and eat your bear, and you get like 7,000 life and 1,000 damage, and it's completely broken. This is actually the first moment that I'm noticing that we let that combo go. And yeah, somehow Clinks, or not Clinks, somehow this Lone Druid didn't realize what he had and didn't play it. There we go. Huskar's turning into a real boy now. Picks up the kill on Darkseer. I think he picks up the kill on Enchantress too.
Well, we had the vision.
with the
they
help
had the
of the
vision
neutral
right
camp.
there.
Yeah. Oh, that's too funny. So it's a trade this time. Speaking of Darkseer and Enchantress, Darkseer's got Ion Shell and Skeleton Walk. Great damage combo for early. He's also got Glaives of Wisdom and Sanity's Eclipse. I don't remember how he built this game, but I would personally love to go just range melee on this build. Seems like it could be really strong and really fun.
Agreed.
Let's get that Maelstrom Monkey King Bar combo together as soon as possible. Trust in Glaives to solve your mana issues. And do the really confusing attack
I think he
animations.
ended up babysitting this enchant a lot.
Which is interesting, because Enchant had some good survivability with Untouchable and Purge. Or, Surge, excuse me. Also, Nether Ward and a stun. So, pretty solid support build on Enchantress. Let's take a look at top lane. Top lane, we have an Oracle. Hey, that's me. And I've got some spells. I'm really not in love with this build, but, you know, with Shackles and False Promise, it ends up being an okay support build. I have a lot of words this game. On the other side of the river, we have a Silencer with all of the lane push and the ability to vacuum people into his snakes, which turns out is
gross.
disgusting. Look at these two wards hanging out next to each other. How cute. It's like they're friends. They can't even see each other, but they keep bumping eyeballs, so I'm sure they know they're there. Silencer also has Enchant. The combination of Enchant and Snakes is definitely more than enough to push lanes, especially with the Silencer. Nope, with the Lone Druid on their team, who has Bear. You can see here, I try to man up with Shackles, and he just sends this freaking acorn after me, and I almost die. I'm pretty sure I end up having to leave lane. This thing's just so tanky. Like, I can't fight a level 5 neutral creep. What do I do with that? They have a Shadow Shaman.
Movement speed is so good.
Yeah. The Shadow Shaman is also kind of a meh caster build. He's got pretty much no crowd control. He's got 2 self-heals with Life Drain and Nature's Attendance, which theoretically could make him pretty tough in a fight, but his whopping no health to start and no strength gain. Like, he's got what?
Yeah, I never really saw it happen.
2.3 strength gain? Yeah, he just doesn't have a big enough health pool for that, like, sustain to really sustain him. He can still just get bursted down. And last, hopefully not least, because, oh boy, we need a carry on our team with 5 intel heroes, is this Pugna. He's got the OD combo of Arcane Orb and Essence Flux and Bloodlust. Ben, why don't you tell us about your thoughts on your build at the start of this game?
So, to start off, I mean, in the laning phase, I was a little concerned because all I really was going to upgrade was Bloodlust because I was worried about going Arcane Orb early without any items to support that. The Bloodlust turned out to be really good. I mean, not only do I get the attack speed, but I get the movement speed as well, allowing me to be able to last hit. And then Pugna in general just has 5.2 intel per level as a game.
That is a lot.
Super high.
In fact, it's the highest in the game.
It's outrageous, and so my damage was just keeping up as it was.
Yeah. Then eventually, when you did pick up Arcane Orb, it turned into a bit of a smash fest.
That's the one. And I really just had to wait until I was able to get the items that I needed. I needed attack speed, and I needed normal punch. That's kind of where I was going.
I didn't actually watch your build. I was more focused on you just blowing people up. What did you end up building on this?
That's a great question. So, I ended up getting some damage. I got some crits. I got Maelstrom first, though. That was my first farming item. Just because I already had the Bloodlust, and I needed to be able to keep up with the other carries on their team.
Yeah, that gives you a ton of attack speed to proc lightning all the time. Seems like a good pickup when you need to farm.
Yep. I did get some lifesteal as well, just so I could toe-to-toe. Eventually, I turned it into Satanic. And then I got some Hyperstones, just for good measure.
Pretty classic carry items, especially for an intel hero where agility is just not as good for you.
Exactly.
All right. We are coming up on 10 minutes. Let's pop open the net worth and see how this game's going. Lone Druid, bottom, is leading the net worth. Actually, they're mid right now, diving on our OD, getting burned down by Ion Shell.
I wasn't too far behind him. I guess that's a pretty good lead he has.
I mean, it's a few hundred gold. At 10 minutes, that's big, but it's also the kind of size lead that can just drastically swing, like with one big team fight. One thing I noticed, which is really not surprising, is that they are just immediately pressuring towers. They've got this big old bear.
Oh, with those snakes.
Bear with 0 items. That's interesting. Lone Druid with agility treads and a wraith band, and a naked bear. Looks like he's going for both Radiance and Maelstrom.
Yeah, he has them both key. That's weird.
Clinks comes a little far forward. I try to grab him, but there's too much here. Pretty sure I get picked off here.
Yep.
Yeah, that impetus slaps. Indeed, this Clinks has a real scary build.
And I'm just continuing to try and farm top, although I do deny the tower there.
Yep. I remember we were talking about trying to get the fight mid, and you got that deny instead, which, while we did lose our mid tower and our top tower in this moment, at least one of them was denied. That's always good. But their team is almost 1k up right now on net worth, with the order being Lone Druid, you, Husk, and yeah, we have the Gendai show up and back you up in that fight, so you got the kill on Lone Druid pretty easily, and it looks like Huskar's maybe overextending a bit here. Again, I think this guy really just had great faith in his Berserker's blood, and you know, when it's a 3v1, you really need a lot for that to be.
It doesn't matter.
You really need a lot for that to be a thing.
Yep.
Check out Huskar's build right now.
Oh, jeez. 5 bracers?
This is dumb. I know bracers are very good, but like 5 bracers is so silly. It's just a waste of money. Getting some bracers early is literally something I do every game, save for some very rare exceptions. Like, look at Oracle build right now. Sure enough, there's 2 bracers, because some life, some health regen, and some damage early game is exactly everything you need early game, but 5 of them is just silly.
Yeah, I feel like I would have turned one of those into an Ogre Axe and maybe gone for a BKB early.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like he's going for Strength Treads next. I'll be interested to see where his build goes, because just as Huskar, he has such great potential with high strength, but especially in this like team lineup where we're so squishy that if he got some good strength together, he could really be a threat.
Yeah. Clinks is doing exactly what you thought he'd do. He's getting the the dragon, the range item.
Yep. Dragon Lance on Clinks.
Mm-hmm.
This was an interesting fight bottom. I got the Oracle ult on myself, which gave us time to pick off Huskar while Clinks was hammering away on me, but I exploded afterward. I like the Power Treads pickup on Enchantress. She's a support, but just as a survival item, I think Strength Treads are pretty good. Check out their wards and our wards. There's so many wards down on this map. It's kind of impressive.
There are. Although I
tried
gotta
really
admit,
hard to deward
their wards
a
are not
lot.
that good.
Their wards
So
top
they have 2
are
observers.
great, but also it's 14 minutes and top should be dead lane at this point anyway. So those are kind of wasted. The other thing I see is that they're all over our side of the map. All of our wards and all of their wards are all over the Radiant side of the river. Which is pretty interesting. It's very telling of how
here's this
gameplay
big
was
fight.
going. Bottom?
Yeah, so Silencer has the DD. He's going to wrap around. We're still going to get a couple of pickoffs. You and I get this
We get
silly
Huskar
boy.
because he's all alone and deep. Looks like
Yeah, he
Silencer is
overextends.
going to be able to clean up our Nether ward. Oh, not quite. All right.
Nope.
And
But I
in the
just did a
end-
half of his damage, or half of his life with Arcane Orb with 1 hit.
Oh yeah, your mana pool as
That's when I
Pugna
realized.
gets obscene. I mean, you have Intel Treads right now, and you're already at 1200 mana.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it already started to be obscene, and I first noticed it at that 1 hit with Silencer.
Oh, nice, and you picked up a courier right there. Always a nice
did.
bonus. We grabbed Clinks too, and now the score is in our favor. Lone Druid remarkably still leading the net worth. I think he's avoiding fights and just pushing with Bear and getting a lot of farm in. Is his Bear really still naked? Maybe items aren't showing up properly on his Bear?
No, I think his bear's naked.
Fascinating. Guys, if you
Because
get
Lone
Bear
Druid just
and
got
Death
Maelstrom.
Pact, put Vita boosters on it and eat it. But generally, if you have Bear, like, give it some cheap items. Give it an Orb of Corrosion and, like, boots. And you're in such great shape already. If you have the micro skills to turn on items, give it face boots and a Mask of Madness, and suddenly your Bear is absolutely a menace. I generally don't like having to micro my Bear that much. Oh, hey, look, you got another double kill. I wasn't watching that at all. Was that? Oh, that was when you were alone bottom?
Mm-hmm. I started to tack uphill against a Huskar, and that was a mistake.
Too many spears will kill most Intel heroes.
I could have easily walked back and would have gotten more hits on him than he got on me.
So, Lone Druid now has Ags queued up after his Mjolnir and Radiance. This is very interesting. He's just using the Bear to tank for him while he farms, which is apparently going great. But, like, if you're going to play with the Bear, I feel like you put the Maelstrom on the Bear. I don't know. Call me crazy.
So, Beewater is trying to go for a sheep stick. Without... I mean, I guess he has some farm items. He has an Ion Shell.
Yeah.
But he also only has a level 1 Glaives at this moment.
Yeah, I mean, he's going for the Ion Shell Harass early game. He viewed that as his stronger combo. So, considering that's what he's trying to do, it makes sense. If I was on that build, I would be looking at Glaives and Sanity's Eclipse and saying, I want to take over this game with Glaives damage. Oh, you just booped yourself right out of the screen. That's okay. We can
Did I boop?
No, it's fine. Just leave. Wait. Oh god. Make up your damn mind.
It was the cat. I have a cat that's attacking me right now.
Oh, lucky you.
Yeah.
There we go. All right.
Boop boop a doop.
I'm really surprised at Lone Druid's net worth. I did not realize he had so much farm because he didn't really feel like a threat other than his bear being a menace after he had Ags, and here he's got his bear naked. I'm so confused. We can see Silencer pushing bottom with, at this moment, a Wild Wing Ripper. There is a better option for pushing with jungle creeps. The trolls that pop up skeletons can absolutely shred towers. I saw him attempt that mid at one point, and if you're on it with your defense, they're easy enough to kill. But like if they get right-click time on tower. Oh wow, look at this. He dropped a ward and he can't... Look at Silencer just bugging out around our ward. Can't seem to figure out how to hit it. That was interesting. Lol.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, we have a push mid. Check out...
You took some damage there.
Check out those impetus shots. I think I got pretty lucky in that last hit got redirected to a creep. Here goes the normal punch. That is a big damage start on Huskar. But Silencer throws you in some snakes. We do end up picking up the Huskar. That makes it a 2-for-1 so far.
He walked around me too.
So this OD is totally helping us out this game. Despite not necessarily being the most carry of a build. Turns out I'm super fine with this being mid.
Do you see that tower just like rip through Enchantress because of penitence?
Yeah, and that's with Untouchable. That's so funny. You kind of cancel each other out. So at this point, Huskar is 8-8. 8 deaths just means he's been incredibly aggressive. Our Silencer is 3-4. Lone Druid is only 2-1. With 10k net worth, he could have 6 Vita Boosters on his bear right now and eat it. And he's level 16. So, you know, in 2 levels, that would be a top level bear. And, you know, if at 25 minutes, which I assume is about when he's going to be 18, he had the 7,000 life and 1,000 bonus damage you get from eating bear, he would have crushed us. There's no way we would have been able to stop that with all the meat they can throw in front of him.
No, probably not.
So he obviously had other plans, going, you know, right-click agility carry himself and getting all this farm gear for his bear and an ag so he can send the bear down lanes alone. I guess he's leaning into the team's push. Oh, hey, here's that moment I was talking about where these skeletons from the Dark Troll Summoner get on our tower, but luckily I'm there and able to just pop them before they start hitting the tower. These skeletons have Rally, which says skeletons allies gain bonus attack damage and the aura stacks, and it's 3 bonus damage, which isn't a ton of damage, obviously, but when you have 3 or 6 copies of it, suddenly it's 9 or 18 damage, and when you have 3 or 6 skeletons, plus yourself, plus your creep wave, plus potentially additional creeps, suddenly you're doing like thousands of bonus damage with all these skeletons. And it can be very scary for towers. That is a remarkably powerful push creep. But they're pushing down mid right now, which is where we all are. So, you know, all the skeletons just die right here instead of doing anything to our tower.
Okay. I was quite oblivious to that.
Woo! OD almost just got blown up by those glaives, but in the end it's the normal punch that disables Clinks while you get a few more shots off with Arcane Orb. Do you know if Chrysalis stacks with Arcane Orb damage? No, Arcane Orb is pure damage. There's no way that counts as attack damage.
Yeah, it's pure.
Adds extra pure damage to your attacks based on your remaining mana pool. I assume that's like an orb effect. and doesn't count as additional right-click damage.
Yeah, I don't think so.
That's
but my
okay,
mana
though.
pool is quite large right now.
It's still slappy. Yeah, it does scale off your mana pool. And even though you're going all right-click items, you're at 1,500 mana. Like,
Yeah.
that is a lot.
Yeah, it's scaling with me, which is nice.
Oh, hey, we're clearly sleeping on the job. We've got Vision on a ward just north river of mid. Nobody's bothering to kill it. How embarrassing. That's interesting.
No, that's an observer.
Oh, are they both observers?
Yeah, they're both observers. That's why.
Fascinating.
I think
no,
so.
This one's a sentry.
Oh, that's a sentry. We're just totally sleeping on it.
Yep, we're just sleeping on it.
Okay. Awkward.
That's okay. You're getting farm, which is decidedly more important in this game. Check out this kill mid. Whew.
Woo! Boy, that was a long range.
So far away with the Hurricane Pike.
He's straight up near the tower and did that all the way over there.
I mean, Hurricane Pike gives you 5 attacks without range restrictions after pushing things 450 units away from you, so... it doesn't show its cast range, but it looks like it's about 500 cast range, so yeah, stuff ends up, 900 plus range away from you. And then you've got Impetus doing pure damage per distance traveled, so that is of course the Impetus combo, is to get Hurricane Pike, and that was just a beautiful showcase of deleting a hero with that. So the game's pretty close right now, and I've got to be honest, at this point, despite the game being close and you doing very well, and in general us doing an okay job of holding them off towers, I was so sure they had this. I thought their push builds were gonna kill us.
That's interesting. I was just starting to notice that I killed people very fast. And I just needed time to get attacks on.
Yeah, this snake placement is not great.
Questionable.
Oh look, they've got Burning Army also. Does that hit towers?
Let's see, now I pick off Huskar.
Yeah, your damage is pretty silly. It's not Clinks, it's Lone Druid with Burning Army? Oh, that comes from Death Pact, okay. Summons an army of fiery ranged skeleton archers. Dash to attack, steal damage, use current searing arrows level.
There's the Silencer. There's the Lone Druid, and there's the Clinks. Oh,
well,
and he keeps doing this.
Not quite yet. It's okay. We've got the tools to kill them after we disappear them for a second. And
yeah, so that happens a lot, though.
Yeah, but you're right click. It's not like you have a ground targeted ability that you're wasting.
It's true.
If you were trying to get kills with Mystic Flare and people were getting vanished, or like Earthquake or something and people were getting vanished, that would be pretty rough. But considering you can just right click on them when they come out, and it gave me time to have cooldowns up to stun them again.
True.
I wasn't too upset by that this game. We've got a Shiva's Guard on our Enchantress because she's a squishy little deer and wanted to be tough. I opted to build to push with Nether Blast and Meteor Hammer. And I think in the end you did more damage to towers than I did.
I just pulled ahead of net worth of Lone Druid.
Right now at 27 minutes. When
just
we're
barely.
up 8 kills. You're just barely ahead of him. That's so
I'm
interesting.
16-5
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah, and his combat score is non-existent. He's 334. Out of 19 kills, he has been at approximately none of them.
He's just farming.
He's also got his Ags now, and you'll notice now that he has his Ags, this
He's
is
running
just,
his bear.
His bear's just running down lanes. Yeah, his bear just pushed top. He just pulled it back to him to jungle for a second, but like, that is the story of this game. Oh, he
puts the Cloak of Flames, yeah, on the bear.
On the bear. That makes sense. I like that a lot.
Is he gonna start putting items on the bear now?
I mean, I remember seeing Radiance on the bear, and now that I just saw that, I guess it was probably just Cloak of Flames. This might be the moment we were talking about earlier, where we tried to pressure bottom and like get a tower or two. No, we were pressuring high ground when that happened. Yeah, that's not now.
Yet.
What do you think about this totally anti-meta decision I made to get Ring of Basilisk to support mana in lane and pick up Boots of Travel? Because I pretty much am a never not Boots of Travel kind of player.
Yeah, I'm not against Boots of Travel. And the Meteor Hammer was okay. It was helping take down towers.
Yeah.
I think I would have wanted something like Rada Atos.
Yeah.
Something to lock down a little bit more.
I found that the Meteor Hammer wasn't actually that helpful. A little bit of her out top. He picked up a couple kills and shoved us out of lane.
Well, the lockdown that you have is Shackles, which is a channel, and so is Meteor Hammer. So those kind of are nombos, you know?
Yeah, I figured I'd be able to land it off of Astral Imprisonment for combat.
That makes sense.
Was mostly just planning on dropping it on towers. Because I was really concerned about getting outpushed this game.
Yeah, it makes sense. It totally works. Gendai has the Glyphner, which is what ends up securing me a lot of kills.
Yeah, he actually plays like a fantastic kind of bruisey support. He's got the Maelstrom and he's got Power Tread, so he's doing some okay right-clicking himself. But also the amount of CC on this build is just nuts. Anyways, not for the first time this game. Silencer recently blew wards bottom. Or mid, but like way far away from the tower. Now he drops it again. And it's good for a kill on you, but like they're over here and our tower's over here, so despite him getting a kill with that, like he's not pushing with it. So I feel like
also couldn't lifesteal off of Silencer because Gendai Astral imprisoned again.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think that's the second time I saw you get blown up by snakes, and about the time I decided that I needed to get a tornado stick to pop you out of that if it kept happening. Because I was realizing at this point that you had all of our damage. Like Darkseer has an amazing damage build, but with Sheepstick instead of like maybe Bloodthorn and without anything to turn his range attacks into hits instead of misses, like a Monkey King Bar and a Maelstrom. This build really badly tapers off. Like just Ion Shell, Skeleton Walk. While that is a very potent combo, especially early, at the point that there's, you know, wards all over the map and people have some life, it's not as great.
That's interesting. Yeah, he was also really low on the net worth too.
That's surprising to me. He must have had a rough early game, because you can literally just throw Ion Shell on creeps and like let them run down lane without you and get a ton of net worth out of Ion Shell.
He never did that.
Interesting.
He never put Ion Shell on creeps. He also didn't get a Ags or a Shard.
Yeah, Ags and Ion Shell is a bit of a must-have in my opinion.
And Shard for Glaives is a must-have.
Yeah, well, I mean, for farm, yeah. And like you said, he is quite low on the net worth, so that's
Yeah,
interesting.
I mean,
I also
we're
didn't
30
argue
minutes.
with
I think
him.
that could have helped.
I didn't argue with him in game about him wanting to go for Sheepstick because, you know, having more CC seemed fine to me, and indeed it worked out just fine. But I feel like this build has such high potential. Like, he's an intel hero, he's got the Glaives of Wisdom. We'll have to see like what his damage looks like at the end of the game, but I have suspicions. Look at this, he pulled both of us into snakes. Gross.
Yep. It was obnoxious.
That was
And
a
I lived that
vacuum.
time.
You did live that time. Yeah.
And
we
luckily
both just
those skeletons
TP out
don't
after
attack
that.
me. Yeah, and then this Shadow Shaman is super greedy and went after me. But
Yeah, while we were both TPing out, that's funny. Saw
Yep.
2 nice low health bars, but that was also attacking into a 5-stack alone, which is really not a good idea. And meanwhile, Lone Druid is farming alone. Living up to the name.
yeah. And on Bear he has Assault Cross now. And he has a head on net worth again.
Yeah, so he's doing a great job farming, but he's got an AC and a spare buckler. Such armor on his bear. Looks like he gets the kill on Darkseer. Pretty sure OD is going to save Enchantress, who
That's
runs
funny.
bottom and TP's out.
A random skeleton archer kills him. That was...
Kills the Lone Druid? Oh, I missed that. That is hilarious. Wait, isn't
I
he the
guess
one
it was
with
from-
skeleton archers? That must have been from...
But remember, yeah, the skeleton walk.
That's from Skeleton Walk, and their
So
melee
now we have
range?
Shard.
Their melee range? That's so silly.
Mm-hmm.
So he just ran over one, and it straight up killed him.
And it killed him.
And meanwhile,
Super
Pugna
funny.
goes bottom and just deletes Shadow Shaman. I'm pretty sure we get the Silencer here, too.
Yep.
Where I almost went Squirrel Brains on his courier, and then I was like, nah, I should probably hold that down for this Pugna. And
I just
Clinks-
walked towards Clinks.
Yep.
I was
yep.
like, nope, not gonna let you kill me by walking away.
Yep, I get my ult up here, so the Huskar can't kill me. He's forced to try to run at you, but there's a wall there. And
Yep.
now there's 5 of
Walks
them
right
down.
into the wall.
And we're up 8k. You're suddenly 2,000 gold ahead of Lone Druid.
And climbing
And
while Lone Druid is dead.
This build is getting real scary. Got a Dragon Lance, got some Power Treads, Daedalus and Satanic on a squishy carry. I love that. And a
yeah.
Maelstrom is about to be a Milner's for attack speed. Also love that. Like, good build decisions,
The,
fantastic builds. This is
The Satanic helps
this is gross.
me soon. There's
Yeah,
a
I
fight,
think-
but I just man up against
I
two.
think we got called to leave bottom here, and we were just kind of like,
Yep.
can't do it. We're too committed to this. And I'm glad we didn't leave, because you're just wailing on the tower. I'm able to drop like a couple nether blasts and a hammer on the tower. And we break high
I
ground here.
bloodlust Gendai to get him out of there.
Even with the Oracle route, he still slips out after that. I really love Enchantress's build at this point. She picks up a Wraith Pact. The Wraith Pact Nether Ward combo, if it's used properly in a team fight, just turns off the other team's damage. It's like flipping a light switch. It's what, minus 20% spell damage from the Nether Ward, and then minus 30% all damage. Is that it? How does this work? It reduces damage of all enemies within 900 range by
wrong.
30%. Yeah, no, it's 30% damage reduction on Wraith Pact.
30%.
It's huge. It's so strong. They made this item insane. And then especially with Netherward on top of that. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about, where this bear is just pushing lanes by himself, and I
Yeah.
can't really deal with him.
You yelled to me to come and hit the bear.
Come kill this fucker! I've got to be honest, I do not play support super well. It's not something I'm really comfortable with, and especially situations like that where it's like, I sure wish I could just kill this myself. No,
Like
I can't.
wail
though.
on it.
I would like to call attention to the Roche pit right now, because I know what's about to happen. And oh my goodness.
So funny. So
That's
he's got
right.
a lot of stacks on Roche.
Roshan kills
Oh my
Huskar,
God.
and then Huskar kills Roche. No vision, no team, and
just
B-Water
grabbed.
walks in and just snatches the Aegis. So silly. We all showed up for a big fight there, and then we walked into the pit, and there's just the Aegis sitting there. And it took us a minute, and we were like, oh, it must have been Burning Spears. And sure enough, what a ridiculous
That's
moment.
crazy.
I think I know what my thumbnail's going to be.
Yep.
Okay, so this is the moment I was talking about earlier, I believe, where we're pressuring. They end up dropping all their stuff bottom, and we kind of just walk out of it. And then, since we're all here and they're still afraid to engage us despite having all this stuff down, we're just slowly picking it all off. We start pushing bottom here, but like, there's a big old wave, or sorry, we start pushing top here, but there's a big old wave going in bottom, and our mid's going in. Our mid's actually already down. I didn't see when our mid racks got taken, but I have a suspicion it's this bear that's chomping away at our bottom racks right now.
Yep.
So you pick up a
Just
double
going to
kill.
town on it.
Silencer immediately buys back. We're nuking down the waves. Feels like we're about to get a good high ground push in here, but like right about now is when we look up and we're like, oh hey, our base is gone. Yeah, this bear just took another Rax. It's just the AC on bear, it turns out. The armor melt on bear is enough to like let him have his lane push. B-Water goes back. Our push is in fact quite successful.
Yeah, I still kill Huskar.
Yep. We get a bunch of kills here.
I'm
Silencer,
gonna wrap around.
Silencer and Lone Druid are trying to make it happen. But after that, B-Water back to save our base. Which, you know, he kind of mostly did. Midrax were already dead. Eaten by a bear. We get the pressure on bottom.
Got the tower.
We get the tower. Silencer does gross things. There's that tornado stick saving me from wards. I actually just barely escape here. Less than 200 life. Looks like the words catch you though.
I died.
Yep. Meanwhile,
Yeah, man, those
B-Water's
wards.
bringing mid back in. Yeah, you're absolutely right that he didn't go for Ags. He does have a shard for the Glaze of Wisdom. But Ags is so strong with Ion Shell as a pushing tool. It could have been really useful against their push builds. Certainly could be strong
got the charge
enough.
though at 35 minutes. That was late, I feel.
Yeah.
He could have been higher on net.
I mean, he had a lot of build options, and he pretty much picked to build like support, which I don't hate. We end up going on Huskar here. I'm forced to back off because of the BKB. He takes a bunch of damage, but I've gotten all. We kill the Huskar once his BKB goes off. Check out this beautiful ward placement in the bottom triangle that I may or may not be responsible for.
I like the false promise too.
Yeah, false promise is a strong ability, especially with the invis from Shard. I remember the first time I saw that they'd created the Shard, I was playing against a Pudge that was a right-click build, and watching him invis and attack out of invis and invis again before we could hit him, because it's a 0.15 second fade delay, which like easily fits between auto attacks, was terrifying. I was just like, is he hacking? What's going on? What ability is that? How does it work? I need to learn how to do that. And it turns out you just get false promise and a shard. That didn't really come into play that much this game. Like, I suppose it did just help Darkseer get that kill on Huskar. I tend to use False Promise pretty defensively.
Yeah.
But it certainly has the potential to just like make a carry impossible to deal with in a fight if you don't have wards down or dust available.
Can I draw our attention to top? Because there's this very funny moment. So we got this Lone Druid and this Clinks. And they're both going to try and come and gank me. They're pinging me. They're going up there.
Do they have vision on you? I don't see it. I guess it was just the creep wave, huh? Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
just
you got the
creep wave.
Invis
Oh
Clinks
my
coming
God.
in behind you. Here comes the bear,
This is
which
such a
you
funny fight.
eat immediately. The Clinks is
Such a
just
funny
deleted
fight.
immediately, and the Lone Druid
And then
doesn't stand a
there's the
chance.
Satanics.
Oh yeah. Somebody is stacked
what-
at this point.
What were they thinking? Whatever. That was so funny.
They were thinking that fighting you
That was the
2v1 was probably a good idea, and they just didn't realize that you had Satanic and you were so built already. Like, you've definitely got all the items in Dota. You've got your Hurricane Pike, you've
have all of
got
them.
your Ives Caddy. They can't lifesteal effectively anymore. You're a tank at almost 4,000 life. Like, yeah, this build is definitely fully online here.
I got rid of my treads just to get that moon shard too.
Yeah. We have a nice split push going on here also, where I'm just kind of nether blasting away mid, and it gives you all the space in the world to just walk onto high ground top and explode silencer. I think you get the Huskar next. Oh yeah. Yep,
It's ridiculous.
They definitely just split to try to deal with me, and you're an absolute monster at this point. Shadow Shaman calls it at 45 minutes. I believe he is correct that this is in fact GG. I don't remember if we bothered with bottom racks. Once we got in their base like this, we definitely all were saying like, let's either end or take racks and end, but let's wrap this thing up.
Well, I mean, they weren't toxic. They weren't rude. I had no reason to try and prolong the game.
Yeah, and there's another kill.
Yeah, bottom racks are gone too, though. Nice.
Yep, I ended up dropping Meteor Hammer on them and wailing on those a little bit. And their team was rather severely suppressed. So we had plenty of room to take the last of those towers. Alright, that is a good game. If you've made it this far, please like, subscribe, do all the things. If you want to hang out live, I stream Tuesdays and Thursday nights. I'd say a time, but I'm extremely inconsistent on time. But, you know, Tuesdays and Thursday nights. If you want to see the draft, talk about the picks while they're happening, and see the scoreboard analysis, which is about to happen, go ahead and support the channel on Patreon so you can get access to that extra content. For now, thanks for watching. Good luck, have fun, don't die. I will catch you in the next one.